So Matt, how pleased are you with that win?
Yeah, I think first and foremost I'm really pleased for the group of players because they've been working tirelessly to get to get a win over the line, and it keeps falling on the wrong side of the fence for us. So I'm delighted for the group of lads in there. They've, like you said, they've worked really hard, and yeah, it's fantastic to get one. Even though I got to say, I think from a performance perspective, I think the performances have been very similar to what we've got today. If anything, some of the previous performances have been probably slightly better, but we haven't had that sort of the slice of luck that you need to maybe get one fall on the wrong side of the post for you. But yeah, look, delighted for everybody involved in it. But it's a real show of togetherness. We're delighted because the boys, they don't start working hard. I think if in this position, it's really difficult to. Sometimes it's hard to stay motivated and keep the group together. But we've got no issues there. I mean, the boys are fantastic. They work really hard in training. And yeah, we're delighted that they've come through what was a difficult test at the end, but it will certainly stand us in good stead moving forward for the games that we've got coming up.
And we spoke about how runs can start when earning a point so late against Eastbourne. Do you feel the win is just going to add to that?
Yeah, look, I think we've been knocking on the door in every game that we've played pretty much. I don't believe that we've been outplayed or outclassed. I think maybe being physically outdone at times, but that's to be expected in this league because we play against some full-time opposition, and we've got a lot of good players, so to get done physically now and again, we just have to be accepting of that. But I think if you look at the actual games and the stats from the games, which we're very big on, that we've been in pretty much all the games that we've played, and we've created lots of opportunity. Sometimes final ball not quite being there, sometimes not the finish, and then equally we've made a few errors at the other end. But I think certainly throughout a season you tend to find that your luck generally evens out, and I think where we might not have had the luck so far, I certainly would like to think that today might be the change in that. But if the boys keep on working as hard as they do, taking on board the information, you've got to remember as well, we've got a new group of players really. Not a lot of new players in there when it takes a bit of time to get to that the information in it to start working and to get those combinations all over the pitch that gel. So look, hopefully this is the start of a run now, but we've got some tough tests to come, and but working hard is the most important thing.
And some big moments in the game, obviously Chukwu with the goal, Will Henry with the penalty save, and Will King with a block in the last kind of moments of the game. How do these big moments define games?
Yeah, they do. I've got to say, first and foremost, I think it's a fantastic goal. I haven't seen it back yet, but it looks from memory, I think it was a fantastic team goal, some great pass, and I think Tom Mayhew's done fantastically well. So look, delighted that Chuck's got a goal. That's great for him, great for us, gives confidence. But I think all over the pitch today there was some really good performance. I thought Eze was outstanding as well. Putting a real led the line performance with Chucks, and held the ball and won his flick-ons, and it was a handful all day. So, but very pleasing. But I'll be honest with you, there isn't many games where we come off or we're disappointed with the level of performance from the players, because we think it's been good. It's just been those final moments in both boxes that have let us down. But today we got it, and Will King at the end there, it's fantastic challenge, and obviously Will Henry, who I thought has been excellent for the last few weeks, getting his just rewards for and saving the penalty. And I think you do sometimes find in a season that once those things start to change for you, then you hopefully get on a few different performances and a few different results, which is what we need.
And looking ahead to Farnborough on Tuesday, the last of 3 consecutive home games, what are your takes ahead of that one?
Well, look, we set ourselves out with a points total that we wanted from these home games, and we've started well from these next 2 games. But ultimately, we've got to look at the league at the moment, and we're in a mini league of our own. We know that, and we just got to keep knocking the points off as we can. But if we play like we have been playing, and we continue to do the things that we have done, we know that we can be a handful for the sides in this league. And we respect all the teams, absolutely we do, but we feel that we can give everybody a good game. I think we've said this previously, but we've got a tough test on Tuesday, but one that we can now go into with a bit of confidence. I'm hoping that the group can really go in with a spring in their step into that game. Hopefully, I think we've got through unscathed injury wise, but the boys need to rest up and get ready for another really tough test on Tuesday.